You know what? This one is just bad. There's no intro, there's no setting you up for it, there's no telling you anything about it. Let's just fucking make fun of it. Now we open on Feldman delivering a small speech.
So, here's a riddle.
It's just stock villain talk. And immediately after finishing, he blows his brains out for the title card, and when the establishing shots roll around, we cut to the outside of a castle from one of the Harry Potter Lego sets. Seriously, look at this thing! I have seen that shit on the front of many a box at Target. Now, attending the funeral are his manager, played by Tony Todd. Oh god, please don't let this ruin Candyman for me. Fiona Crown, she's played by...
Who cares?
Yeah, so... Also in attendance is Dr. Bellows, played by no one important probably, Johnny's psychiatrist, Mortis. And look at this guy!
I mean, he was a total freaking catastrophe.
Hey, Panic at the Disco called, they want their frontman back.
And he got filthy rich and famous from riding on my talent.
Someone's cranky.
Seriously, doesn't this dude look like the emo frontman of every 2000s emo band that never made it? Ever.
No, why are we all here anyway?
And look, before you get all pissy, I love Panic at the Disco's first album, so there. Now, whoever the chick on the bike was that rolled in trying to roast everyone, cruel, she's overacting at every opportunity. Oh, wait a minute, I got another one. Doesn't he look like Mark McGrath at like this one angle?
Oh.
Fucking Sugar Ray up in here. Now, all these people at one time or another have taken advantage of Johnny and his short career, and they're gathered here today to let all that go and pay their respects, right?
A magical young man has met a tragic end.
No!
Enough. Enough about freaking Johnny.
The few nice things they say about him are abruptly cut short as arguing breaks out among them. I mean, they just begin blaming each other for it, among other things. And that too is cut even shorter when the TV in the background unexpectedly turns on, displaying a grim picture of Johnny's last moments. Now already this has been quite campy, and not in that charming, you kinda like it sort of way. This shit has like a soap opera feel to it. I mean, what is it? Is it like shutter speed or something? I don't know. The way it's shot is just, it's floaty. Now when the on-screen image suddenly comes to life and rewinds itself to before the gunshot, they realize it's a recording and Johnny speaks his last words to them. Now he calls out specifically his ex, Cruel,
Who stole the sickest song I ever wrote and made millions off of it.
as well as his psychiatrist.
The man who convinced me to get electroshock therapy so that you could control me.
Apparently he used electroshock therapy on Johnny, went on Oprah, used it to meet chicks and get laid, blah blah blah. Now he doesn't tell us specifically what the rest did, just that they should stick around or they'll miss all the fun. Alright, that was cheesy as fuck, but honestly, Feldman ain't that bad. He and Fiona are the most solid two actors in this. And before you give me any shit like Tony Todd's in this, yeah, and he kind of sucks in this. I'm sorry. He's a good actor, but this is a terrible character. Now, when Fallout Boy has the first of many meltdowns and attempts to leave, the group finds themselves trapped inside and all the exits are sealed.
Why would our cell phones be jammed?
Well, I guess there's a big-ass Faraday cage around the house. Either that or plot convenience. Take your pick.
Plan B.
This next scene is utterly stupid! Now, the psychiatrist flings open a curtain revealing a vintage phone booth. Okay, people like antiques, fine.
I gave him this phone booth to celebrate his book contract. He loved nostalgia.
He loves nostalgia? That's what he said, right?
He loved nostalgia.
Who the fuck is nostalgic about phone booths?
Now, I'll call a cab.
Yes, I grew up using phone booths. I know what a bitch it was and how it's kind of funny in my memory's sake trying to get the hookup on goddamn payphones and all that. But I was never nostalgic about them. I'm nostalgic about movies, cartoons, books, TV shows, things that have shaped my life or helped me figure out my place in this world. I'm not nostalgic about a phone booth, but he is?
All right.
Also, he can die in it too. Like, it's some sort of poetic justice.
I wouldn't
I just find the whole thing stupid. Now, Candyman rushes in to help, but gets his ass flung across the room by the electricity. And for a small moment here, Splatter shines. Splatter is exactly what you think it should be when you first read the title. The doc is shrieking and leaking from his face. He's smoking, boiling. His eyes are all bulging and twitching. And soon enough, he pops. That was great. But it didn't make up for all the other shit I had to sit through. Now, after the doc dies, Cruel kicks Johnny's coffin over in a fit of rage, revealing it to be empty. Now, inside they find a book, which is written in some kind of voodoo-looking language, which Princess over here conveniently just so happens to be able to read.
It says, the dead live.
Oh god, you'll never guess why.
I dated this really hot hip-hop artist, and they toured Kenya, and I have an ear for native tongues, so.
I just can't get past the insurmountable odds that of all the languages this book of voodoo curses could have been written in, it just so happened to be one that she knew how to read.
What's it say?
I'll tell you what it says. It says, blah, 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 blah. Now, elsewhere, Cruel is alone and wandering around the place in the dark when suddenly Johnny pops out, looking like a decrepit, wet zombie and doing his best Freddy Krueger impression.
Don't be cruel.
Now, slitting her throat with her own CD of songs she stole from him, he has but one last request.
Now I want to hear you sing my song.
This sucks too, because you could tell they didn't give her anything to gargle with and make it a little more believable.
It's coming back and welcome.
It doesn't sound like her throat is filling with blood, and she's like half-assing it.
It's coming back around.
They didn't have a budget for 2 more tablespoons of corn syrup and some red food dye.
It's coming back around.
Apparently this place is also wired, and the rest of the group just witnessed Cruel's murder.
Never makes a sound.
So how long were they just standing there watching that go down to have a lackluster reaction when it was over?
Dead shrink.
Lego Harry Potter.
Dead chick.
Now, still trapped inside, Fiona and Dashboard Confessional are trying to figure the book out, while Candyman thinks it's all just a sham to mess with them. Yeah, we get some real deep character development here, too, from Fiona when she tells us about the time she met Prince.
I was wearing this see-through thing you really liked, and you're so together, and you totally know what to do right now.
What the hell does that have to do with anything? Is the whole point of this character just to be annoying for annoyance's sake? That's not an identity. Now, deciphering some of the book, she reads to them that in order to stop Johnny, they gotta find the bodies and remove something from each, like a hand, an ear, an eyeball, a finger, that kind of shit, right?
And then what do? Eat them? I had a big lunch.
What was supposed to be funny about that? It's just a bad line, and not bad in a it's so bad it's good kind of way. It's just bad.
I had a big lunch.
Oh, Tony. Yeah, I might have listened to it when I was growing up. So what?
Put them in a bag. Douse the bag with our blood. Speak an incantation.
So now we have Fiona and the Mars Volta over here, still believing that this book is telling them the truth. Candyman still thinks it's a crock of shit. He thinks that Johnny is alive and there's no voodoo nonsense about it.
Spencer's getting tweed.
You know what?
Spencer's
I've
getting
never lost control of my life, and I'm not about to start now.
I just wanted you to see for yourself how annoying this dude is. Now, still arguing over whether he's alive or not, who should appear on the screen again but Johnny himself reading the next part of his will to the group. Now it's Fiona's turn, and he says that she'll find what he's left for her in their favorite mirrored bedroom, so off she goes upstairs. Now once upstairs, she finds a picture of Cruel and pulls it down so she doesn't have to look at it, which also reveals Johnny has a camera mounted right behind it. So he knew she'd see that picture, be annoyed with it enough to move it, revealing the camera so he could film whatever the hell he's probably about to do to her, and she just so would happen to not fucking be looking and see the camera when she did it.
Sweetheart, you hear my heart beating.
Now Johnny appears on the bed next to her, making a bunch of goofy ass faces. And talking like an idiot. Now he rips her heart out. Through her stomach?
Just like you ripped out my heart.
So I guess he fucking reached in and then went up or something? Because there ain't no wound up here, it's way the fuck down here. I mean, you couldn't get that right?
You lied to me and told me you loved me.
God, as if that line wasn't awful enough.
And then sold it to the tabloids.
Oh, you looked at the camera, why?
You never used it anyway.
Now he tosses her heart onto the bed, and they had to add this goddamn sound. What was the point of that? Are you going for Looney Tunes or what here? I'm just saying you ain't reaching Evil Dead 2 levels of humor, Splatter. You're just bad.
Who's next?
Lego Harry Potter.
Kicks just keep on kicking.
So all that's left now is Candyman and Hawthorne Heights over here as they learn what Johnny has bequeathed to them. A Taking Back Sunday is given an acoustic guitar with a taunting note that he smashes before wandering off to Johnny's studio where the real goods are. And since I'm running out of funny band names to call this dude without having to Google them, let's just skip ahead to his lame death. Ah yeah, the dreaded feedback loop has injured many a man's ears, but since Good Charlotte over here is such a pussy, it killed him! He couldn't even handle a distortion pedal. Well, time for another one-liner from Feldman Kruger.
You're solo, dude.
Alright, Tony, go ahead and show him why I said you suck in this.
You gotta find all of the dead bodies, right?
Okay, maybe not him necessarily, but it's Freddy versus Jason territory all over again. That character saying things out loud so the audience can be in on it. It's fucking stupid and lazy. He tries remembering what the book said and does this out loud in a bout of overacting of his own. He's a good actor, I don't mean to knock him, but this performance, this character, it's just bad.
And then you say that thing. What was it?
Thank God it's almost over and we can all forget about it. Now, making his way upstairs to the bodies, he starts hacking away at each of them until he has all the parts he needs, continuing to talk out loud the entire time, reminding us exactly what he's doing and why he's doing it.
Put the parts in the bag and mix with my own blood.
Now, tossing the bag of their various body parts into the fire, he begins to recite the words of the ritual when Johnny busts in through the door, interrupting him. The two have a weak little cat fight, and then we end up in a standoff between them. He still wants to make money off of him, basically, so the two cut a deal.
You're gonna make a comeback, and I'm still your manager, the resurrected Johnny Splatter.
If that's not enough, he resurrects Cruel, and I just couldn't understand why.
I needed a bass player.
I still don't understand why. Either way, Johnny has one final demand of his own.
5% commission, not 10.
Good fucking God. That was horrible. That was just so bad in so many ways. I'm done with it. Make your own conclusions.